Welcome back everyone, it's Karmic Mentality, and in today's video we're going to discuss, is the Scuf controller worth it? Now I've used this controller for a little bit over a year now, and they're great controllers, but they come with a very hefty price tag. So are they really worth it? Let's find out. Let me start off with a background story on Scuf. They used to be an independent company that made very cheap plastic paddle buttons at the back of their controllers which kept breaking, but for some reason Scuf was still quite popular. After everyone got fed up with their horrible controllers that kept breaking, a slight good news appeared in December 2019, and that was that Scuf will now be acquired by Corsair. Of course, they'll still remain a separate brand, but within Corsair. Believe it or not, this actually changed a lot of things, and the main changes came to their reliability issues. Scuf had redesigned their entire controllers a few years later with the release of the all-new Xbox Series X and PS5 in late 2020. So this included their new back paddle buttons with a totally new design that were actually a part of the controller and not like their older plastic version that you could take them on and off. Alright, let's do a quick little run through of this controller. Here's a front where the faceplate could be taken off and switched for another one to make your controller look totally different. Now on this side you've got your buttons that are just like your regular Xbox controller, but you do have an extra screenshot button here in case you want to capture something quick and easy. And also you've got a pair of convex and concave joysticks that can be replaced to your preference. At the back here is where the magic happens, with our 4 paddle buttons that are a part of the controller now, so no need to replace them or worry about them breaking. Now this button here allows you to switch from 3 different presets since the controller is remappable. At the front here is a light that changes after you press the back button, indicating your different presets. And finally, one of the most important thing on this controller in my opinion are your hair-like trigger buttons. This is full range and this turns into a clicky button almost like a mouse click. It is true that many people will not recommend the Scuf controller, and some may just straight up tell you not to purchase it altogether, and I think this is mainly due to 3 reasons. The very high price of the product, the history of Scuf being being very unreliable before Corsair took over it, and the really short-term warranty of only 6 months. I totally understand, especially the Instinct Pro version, which by the way is the one I recommend. They ain't cheap. This thing is nearly $300, and if you're living in Canada, then with conversion and shipping fees and everything, it could go around $375. This is literally half the price of your console. But despite of all that, in my opinion, after using this controller for well over a year, I can tell you with full confidence that it is well worth it. So stay tuned to hear my reasoning on why that is. Of course, there are many companies nowadays that create custom controllers. Some with 2 back buttons, some with 4, some with hair triggers and some without. Some with the ability to remap their buttons, and some with all of these things that I've mentioned. But for some reason, nothing compares to Scuf. Have you ever wondered, with all the high prices of this controller, the short-term warranty, and all the dozens of other companies that create custom controllers out there, why is it still that pros in FPS games still use the Scuf controller? I think there's 2 reasons to this, and number 1 is the ability to afford them. Even if pros go through 5 of these controllers, they could get the 6th one the next day and it won't even hurt their pockets. They can, and they have the ability to afford as many of these controllers as they can. But number 2 is the most important reason, and that is there's no other custom controller out there that can give you the exact same feeling as your original Xbox Series X or PS5 controller than Scuf does. That too with all the extra buttons and features. So here's the thing, although Scuf only gives a 6-month warranty, and I know it's short and they should at least give a 1-year warranty with such an expensive product, but from personal experience of owning 2 of these controllers myself and looking at thousands of reviews online from other people, I can tell you for a fact that these controllers are built to last. After Corsair took over, the reliability is no longer an issue. And if you're looking to purchase a custom controller like Scuf itself but you cannot afford it just yet, my advice is to you that do not settle for any other custom controller that may give you similar functionality. I recommend you to wait it out for 6 months, a year, or even a little bit more, however long it takes for you to save up a bit more money, and purchase the Scuf controller itself because it's well worth it, especially if you're a sweaty player like myself. Don't get me wrong though, nowhere am I saying that nothing's going to happen to this controller and it's never gonna break. At the end of the day, there's a lot of things that could go wrong with any electronic item. All I'm saying is that chances of things going wrong with this controller are very slim right now because Scuf has definitely upped their game in their reliability standards. So all in all, how has my journey been of using the Scuf controller for well over a year? Well, nothing has gone wrong. The sticks are all fine. There's no stick drift. The buttons are fine. The buttons are not sticking either. The triggers are fine. The back buttons are good. Everything is good. And plus, I am a pretty sweaty player. In Warzone, I play almost every single day, and I go rough with this controller. However, there has been no stick drift, which was my main concern in the beginning. But surprisingly, nothing happened with both of my controllers. And if you don't believe me, I actually own both of them. So, do I think you should purchase one? I absolutely think you should if you are going to be using this controller on a daily. Alright, my competitive gamers, if you guys enjoyed this video, then please give this video a thumbs up. It'll be much appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed already, then I'm going to leave a icon right over there. Hit that icon to subscribe to this channel. Help me reach that 1,000 subscribers. And once we get monetized with YouTube, then I will do a small giveaway, maybe a big one. Maybe one of these, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace!